Okay. So I'll go ahead and start and give you guys an idea of what you're looking at. So, uh, I don't know if you guys actually looked at the little handout there for like the setting information, but you guys are in the city of Anjustrom. So this is also known as the City of the Walking Gods. It is a city that is actually completely known across literally the entire world. It's probably the most famous location, and it has nothing to do with the city itself. So what is known is that there is something called the Folded Path. That's the name that the clerics, the churches, the historians, they kind of all agree on this. And what is known is that the gods literally walk on it. It's not known from where, and not known to where. But they walk down the Folded Path from plane to plane, world to world, and in many situations, they literally create the worlds because of it. It's actually known that some of the gods actually literally created this world because they were tired. You have Nanaganga, who is the goddess of life. She's already extremely old, even when the world's being created, and she felt like taking a break. And while she was taking the break, Auri, who's the goddess of nature, sat by to talk with her for some time and take a rest and enjoy. And by the time they moved on, Hearst, which is your world, had literally been created in that time. And what we also know is that there is not a single species that is native to this plane, mostly because it was just created by two gods taking a rest. Every single species on this plane that you're on Hearst, were actually brought with the gods on some sort of journey. So whenever you hear those, people who ascended, people who left with the gods, they probably were walking the Folded Path and got left behind at some point. Thing is, it's been many millennia since this started, so now most of the races are pretty well settled down. They've built their culture up in this new world, but everybody kind of knows this as a very basic origin point. This is not, people kind of understand this. It's kind of generally agreed this is where this world came from. Naturally, people want to find the Folded Path. They want to walk it. They want to see what these other worlds that they originally came from. If you think you have really bad midlife crisis to begin with, asking what's the point of your existence, you've got nothing on people that know this isn't where they should be in the first place. So people searched, and they explored, and they looked for the Folded Path, and eventually found it. The problem is it's really hard to walk that path without the help of a god, and while the gods do pass through on a somewhat regular basis, there's not really any plan, people can't really predict all that well when they're going to see one of the gods, and there are many, but they know that eventually the gods will walk through, so people started camping out, people started waiting. Really think of any person who knows that some big event is about to happen, a concert, something like that. People sat and waited, and one tent became many. And many tents became a small settlement, and a settlement became a town, and a town became a city. And over the course of many hundreds of years, the City of the Walking Gods became what it is today, which is a gigantic, sprawling metropolis, which is kind of strange for anybody who's been from outside. It is so large that once you get a couple of, maybe an hour or two into the city, you can't even see the edge anymore, in any direction. So this place is gigantic, and this place is where you all are, for your various reasons. Some, apparently Dench was already here, building a bar, living for himself. Some may have came otherwise. Everybody generally comes for one reason if they don't come to just live in this city, which is to search for the goal of the Folded Path. And one of the reasons that the gods, as I said, they show up on a regular basis. They actually walk through the path, and they explore. And everybody knows this. The problem is, when the gods walk, things change. Typically, each god will change something around it as it walks. And no one knows if this is a passive effect, if this is something that just the gods do, just from existing, or if this is specifically them imposing their will on this world. But as someone walks, as one of the gods walk by, a city block may change. If Lippy Lippy shows up, who is the god of death and travel, he tends to walk and bring people with him, especially just to join him on his journey, the final journey for most folks. Generally, new taverns tend to show up wherever Lippy Lippy has been. On the other hand, if Adelatzi, who's the god of light and wealth, shows up, you're generally going to see more banks. You're going to see money just kind of show up on cobblestones just from the passing of these gods. And generally, most search for them. For whatever reason, each of you is in this city. You had your own reasons for it. Maybe you settled. Maybe you were born there. You came to look for the folded path. It's hard to say. But over the course of the past 24 hours, each of you has had a very specific encounter. And it was not a pleasant one. Each of you ran into an acolyte of Yorama, the god of knowledge and law. And anybody who knows Yorama knows that this god is generally unhappy with the populace. Now, it's hard to say why in many cases, because Yorama kind of covers a lot of things. You may have done something small. Maybe you slighted a neighbor in some way. You lied to them. Or maybe you're ignorant. Or maybe you looked for too much knowledge. But no matter the cause, each of you at some point in the past 24 hours were picked up from where you would normally be, and you were deposited in one of Yorama's many prisons, which is where you'll be waking up in about 5 minutes.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, it's absolutely lovely, isn't it? Now,
Yay.
You guys should be able to see this. Or do you guys have that picture showing up?
Yeah,
Yep.
with the floor plan.
Yep. So
It's a star fort.
it is a star fort. So this is the prison that you guys are in. And
Are we all in the same room?
you guys will actually be in the same room. You guys are going to end up being, should be room 16 in the upper left. Do you guys see that?
Yep.
It's got that two-part room. You got 16 and 10 in the upper left of the open
Oh.
court.
Yep.
Okay. Up in that area, sure. I of course am juggling some pebbles in my hand that I've scraped up from the floor.
Yeah, things are a little bit unpleasant for you guys right now. See, Yorama is known for wanting to teach you things, as befitting the god of knowledge. And apparently what he wants to teach you is y'all have done goofed in some way. Today's lesson seems to be involved in not having your typical items. To a man, none of you seem to have any of your equipment at the moment. You're all locked inside of a cell. You have the general, like, the privy. You each have a bed, though keep in mind it is stone. It's not going to be comfortable. You have a small window in the upper corner of the cell that you can see out to the sky. You'll get a general idea that the city's out there. You're going to be able to hear the city through the grate. It's kind of about it, though. Bar is definitely on there, and a barred gate leading out into the open court. But that's kind of around a wall, and you guys are not quite sure what's around that wall. Unfortunately, that is about all you have as you awaken.
Oh, as we wake up. Okay, well, and I don't know how I got here necessarily.
What you can remember is that at some point in your recent history, which, as far as you can tell, probably the past 24 hours or so, you had met an acolyte of Yorama. They're pretty easy to identify because they tend to have very heavy armor, and they don't show their faces, as befitting their own god, who does much the same.
Did they beat me into submission or something?
It's going to be something similar. There could have been a spell of like sleep of something that puts you to sleep. You may have been beaten in the face. It's kind of hard to say because these guys do tend to be rather physical. In some way, you were knocked out.
And am I just like in here with a loincloth, basically?
You're going to have standard clothing, so probably whatever you guys would normally wear. But what you do not have
Traveler's
right
clothes.
now, traveler's clothes. What you do not have right now is weapons or extra armor or anything of that nature in your immediate vicinity. And Adric, I think you're
Oh,
muted.
shit.
Yeah, sorry.
So far, my notes are gods be fucking with the city.
Yeah.
Yorama doesn't like the city populace and is kidnapping bitches.
Good.
We're in prison, of course. From what you can guess, Yorama's a fucking angel from Diablo, and all our shit's gone.
Yorama could.
That's all I've got
You could
so
also
far.
describe Yorama as maybe, the Federation from Metroid, taking all of your shit away, stuff like that.
This dude's a dick.
I'm afraid so.
sure he has his reasons, but yeah, he's an absolute dick.
So what you guys?
Well,
Good.
Well, waking up in this small, dark, dank, possibly shitty situation. First thing I'm gonna do is cast Prestidigitation
Okay. What you doing?
to. I'm going to clean up a small little portion of the stone bed for me to sit on. And I'm gonna cast it a second time to heat it up so it's toasty and comfortable, so I can get in the mindset to think.
I'm gonna see where all those little bits that he swept off his bed, to clean it off at, and go collect those little pebbles.
Okay. Let me Let's see. Let me figure out how your thing works here.
The magic pebble bit.
Yeah.
Okay, it just means that I don't need anything besides the pebbles, and if I need to, I can cast magic pebble on them, and it turns them into magic weapons that I can throw at people if I need to defend myself.
Okay. Oh, it's under magic stone. That's what it is.
Oh, magic
Yeah,
stone.
I'm
Sorry,
looking
magic
it up and going, there's nothing with pebble in it. What are we looking at? Okay, go ahead and, I guess let's go ahead and do a perception check to see how many you find.
Hey, it's on Warhammer's 50% off. Well, since we're talking about
Okay,
it.
so you find, let's say 3 pebbles that you're able to find.
That's all I need.
Of a decent size. I kind of
Okay.
Okay, so you've got
All
the
right.
pebbles.
Yeah, I'm just holding on to those pebbles and seeing if anybody's looking me up sideways. Oh, any little pieces of wood happen to be inside this prison cell?
Unfortunately not. The prison cell seems to be made pretty solidly of stone. It's not solid stone. It's definitely stuff like, built kind of not brick, but those kind of off like cobblestone style bricks. But no
So there's no chairs, no tables.
Not immediately inside your room. Everything seems to be made of fairly Spartan stone. It's a very, very unpleasant room that you're in.
Okay.
So since we're like at the top right left corner, are we like especially heinous or something?
It's really hard to say from where you are. Yorama's not known for being a particularly vengeful god, so that would be kind of a strange thing to be considered to be heinous by him. But you're a little bit isolated in that room up there.
So we just got put in an empty cell, basically.
It seems pretty empty. Now, keep in mind, you're in room 16 up there. So there is a small opening in the wall, like this small little... It's not even a passage. It's kind of a small opening in the wall leading to another room. So you're not isolated, but you are in your small little chamber unto yourself.
Okay. And I'm here with Saf, my bar owner, right?
Mm-hmm. All of you are in the same room.
Okay. So I'm going to feel naturally protective. I already know all these guys, right?
That's a good question. I mean, apparently you know Saf because Saf was hiring you.
Yep.
So,
Excuse you, Dench.
that too.
Dench, yes. Dench. What I do is I do cast the magic stone, and I'm going to hand one to Dench and kind of tell him, in case anybody gets frisky here, this is one of my magic bullets. Just throw it.
Please.
Human, what are you doing with those pebbles?
I'm gonna go look in the little passage to the other cell and ask, "Psst, anyone's got a stick?"
Okay.
I can
Well,
stick
who knows? Maybe someone has a shiv. Who knows?
So...
Can you say that again, please?
Anyone's got a stick?
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate
That is
that.
amazing.
That's fantastic.
That really is. So around the corner, you do hear someone stir a little, and the only response you get from around the corner is, "Hey, shut up over there."
Oh,
Yo, just chill, man.
Excuse me, human with the pebbles. Was that magic you just cast?
I cast magic. I say, find more pebbles, and I can give you a magic pebble.
Ah, well, I'm also, you may not have guessed by my appearances, but I also dabble in the arts. Although, I reckon you've been at it a bit longer than I have.
Oh, I don't know
I
about
heard what I said, so I'm gonna start
Yeah,
searching.
the events that led to Guess Magic adventure happened within the span of probably 48. Probably this might be the event that got me into this cell. Actually, murdering the person that was in charge of me.
I was
Oh,
looking for
crazy.
pebbles, by the way.
What?
Oh, nothing.
I look at you. Go, I'm not a murderer.
Psycho, you're able to find another pebble that James did not find.
James, you're not a murderer yet.
But if it's pebbles you want, I suppose I could see if I could find some for you.
Okay, go ahead and do a perception check.
Doop-doop-doop-doo. Got jack shit in this, so wait for it. Shit. Sorry, it's being difficult and taking forever to.
All right. When they give me a pebble, I'll give them a magic pebble back.
Okay, so you originally had 3. You've given one.
Right.
Ooh,
And
did
that'll
I
be
find
the second one?
Did I find any pebbles?
You are able to find a single pebble. Yes.
Oh, here you go.
Okay. So I
Go
give out
give
my
him the
3
game.
magic pebbles, but it means that I have now 3 pebbles in my pocket.
Yep. Now you have 3 additional.
No, 4
pebbles.
actually. Sorry, I have 4 pebbles in my pocket.
And can I get an additional perception check from each of you?
No, it's 3 pebbles. 6 pebbles total.
Yep. 6
So
pebbles total.
perception check from us again.
Yep. Perception check from everybody.
Ooh, good stuff.
Hey!
Great. Reed's luck goes to someone else today. So, Geth and Sylv are able to hear kind of a ringing. Sounds a little bit like maybe a bell, maybe a cowbell, a dinner bell, something like that, coming from the direction of that opening. Unfortunately, James and Dent are not able to hear that.
And Tench is looking at the floor.
You said it was like a slight ringing sound.
Yes, think one of those like really, I'm doing this specifically to get someone's attention sort of things. So we're not talking about really a nice light bell. We're talking about something that, like a gigantic dinner bell, not quite as big as a gong,
okay.
but something to alert someone. And you hear it coming from, at the very least, around that opening.
Well, I'd like to cram my face in that opening as much as I can to see if I I hear something to clear it up a bit more.
You're going to find that the opening is not quite as small as it first appears, especially because you guys are kind of seen at an odd angle. You could definitely fit in there. That's not, it's going to be a tight squeeze. But if you try, you should be able to get through there. And considering there's no other opening into the room, unless you came somehow from the ceiling, that's probably where you came in from.
Well, I'd like to try to squeeze my 6'5" frame through this little cram. What do you want me to do?
You're just going to be able to get through. Like, it's going to be a sideways inching, so it's not going to be pleasant. But you are going to be able to get through. And once you get into that 10 room right there below the 16, you're able to see a couple of things. There are a couple of other apparently prisoners in the room with you. There's 2 other ones. There's kind of a elderly gentleman, looks to be probably late 40s, maybe early 50s, graying hair. He's enclosed just like you guys. He doesn't look particularly unkempt, so probably hasn't been here too long. And then on the other one is actually a younger boy, probably around 11, maybe 12. He also looks pretty recent. Neither of them look particularly dirty. Neither of them look, emaciated or anything like that. And you're also going to see a gate, a cell door in front of you, metallic bars and everything like that. And actually leads out into this gigantic open court. Looks maybe an acre in total, so it's fairly large. Completely covered in grass.
It's like an exercise court.
Basically. Though on the very far side, so you guys in the upper left-hand corner, let's call it the northwest corner, mostly because the map says so. So in that southeast corner, that dark area you see is actually, it looks like a stage. Among other things, there is a gallows there, so you do see that. But you also see that there's a place where someone could stand, possibly in a order. And that seems to be where the bell is, though you guys can't see the bell itself. You can kind of hear where it's coming from, Geth, when you're kind of looking there. And you can kind of see the bell, but there's no one standing specifically on the stage at the moment.
Well, I might as well address these folks. Excuse me, young boy, sir. Where are we?
The boy just kind of looks at you, a little bit of confusion. Sounds like there might be a little bit of a language issue there. He doesn't seem to understand what you're saying. The old man, on the other hand, looks at you and then kind of makes a vague gesture with his hands to your surroundings and informs you that this is the prison of the god, the prison of Yorama, for violators of his creed.
Huh. Alright. Suddenly makes a lot of sense to guess why he's here right now. That doesn't make it any happier. I'd like to go to the gate and give it a rattle, see if it opens.
Okay, let's get a strength check on that.
Oh boy.
So unfortunately the gate does not even rattle. It seems to be pretty secure in there as far as you can tell.
Well, I'll go back to the hole in the wall where the others are and say, "Excuse me, I could probably use you guys' help if you'd like. Why?"
I say I'm not a strong man, but maybe one of the other stronger people can help you out.
Well, if you don't know why you're here or you want to leave, I suggest coming into the next room with me.
Fine then.
Okay, I'll assist him anyway.
In this next room, I'm going to try and scare up some more pebbles.
Okay, let's get a perception
Then
check.
gets up off the ground and.
Fortunately, it seems like this one sweeped pretty well. You're only finding like dust in the corners, no gigantic pebbles.
Gigantic pebbles. The biggest oxymoron you've heard yet.
They call it a rock.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, but everything, unfortunately, is tiny. Now, as you guys are in this room...
That's what you said.
I was not going to say a single thing.
Okay, so as you guys are in this room, now all of you hear the... hear that bell, hear that that kind of attention-grabbing tone coming from the southeast corner of the open court. The old man kind of lifts his head, looks at the bars, then shakes his head and puts it back down. The boy just seems to be completely ignoring it.
I guess
What,
look
is
at the
lunchtime?
gate and see if I could see someone at that bell.
So you're able to see, the bell itself. The problem is the podium of this stage is in the way of what you'd be able to see behind it. However, looking in
Right.
that direction, you are able to see some of the other cells, and there are some prisoners specifically looking out through the bars.
Well, I see it. If we want to leave, that courtyard looks pretty good, but the gate's kind of a problem.
And a few minutes after, not even minutes, maybe a few moments after you're thinking about that, you guys end up seeing... Hopefully let's just show you the picture. Is that just showing a picture or a full bio, guys?
Just the
It
picture.
shows the picture.
Wonderful.
Ooh. Hello,
So
dude.
you see this person step up to that podium and just kind of survey the open court for a moment.
Hey, bro, you're in the wrong game.
Oh god.
Look, I specifically searched for Warden, and that's all that I found that fits, so,
Uh-huh.
leave me alone. Just fairly
I'm
adequately
gonna
fit, though.
say to him, "You're missing out on the crusade."
Deuce!
Can I roll persuasion?
Days fault.
You know what? Sure, you can roll for persuasion.
Fuck, I got a +6 and that's what I get?
So this is what you see with somebody who's never been to prison before when he's trying to get the warden's attention.
Yes. The Warden, on the other hand, either ignores you or did not hear you. Keep in mind, you are fairly far across the court. But about that time, as he's looking around, the ringing stops. So either they decided that they got all the attention they needed, or he got all the attention he intended to. And the warden speaks out, in general, addressing the open court and all of the cells that at least you can see. And there's a fair number of them. And with arms out, he says, prisoners, you have violated the teachings of Yorama. Each of you, in your own way, has proven unintelligent, unlearned, or criminal.
Fuck you!
Surprisingly, this doesn't seem to dissuade him in any way. But the warden crosses his arms and then continues his speech, saying that you have the opportunity to learn to better yourselves and find kind of absolution in Yorama's eyes. You will need to learn, and you will need to dedicate yourself to the law, and you will be allowed to leave. For those willing to listen, you'll be getting a taste of freedom now. And about that time, as he says that and steps down from the podium and kind of disappears from your sight, every single one of the doors, every single one of the cells opens.
Huh.
All
Where
right.
do we want to go, guys?
I want to step out into the open court and look for some more pebbles.
Okay.
Pebble
Roll
man.
persuasion.
Persuasion.
Yeah, that's right. No, roll perception.
Here, Rocks, come here.
So what you're finding is that the open court is actually fairly well groomed. This is something that apparently the disciples of Yorama really take pride in. So while you do have a lot of open grass and some wildflowers, you're not going to find anything really easily. You may find one if you look really closely, which apparently you do, but that's actually about it right now. This is meant to be more of a relaxation area, which is kind of hard when a pebble's underneath your butt. You do also notice, however, that coming out of nearby rooms are a variety of other prisoners, some of which look a little bit like yourselves, a little bit confused, a little bit...
Any of them got a wooden leg?
Oh my god, James.
Christ almighty, man, you're determined.
Give me a perception. In fact, yes, coming out of the southeast side of the room, you actually do find, apparently this person was an amputee at some time, and they actually do have a wooden leg, yes. The problem
I just
is,
make a note of where he is and kind of stick near that area.
well, you're talking across the entire open court, so remember, it's an acre worth of space. It's a lot of space.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep a watch of if things look like they start to go sketchy, he's a resource, so I'm going to watch out where he is.
So, how far out from the room are you guys planning to go?
I'd actually like to trot up to that gallows / speaking hall gong area.
Okay, so what you can see
Wait.
as you kind of get out, once you have a better angle on this, that's actually on a second floor. It's actually a balcony. You guys had a really bad look kind of glancing around that wall. So there's, it's going to be a hard time getting up there. There's no real pillars to climb. This thing looks, it's constructed like a prison. It's going to be very hard to get up to where the warden is without spending a lot of time and potentially getting noticed.
Well, if that's the case, I'd like to trot up, maybe 20 feet away from the base of it and just sit down.
So what you're able to see as you do, you're able to see, so far, there's a lot of cells. The cells completely encircle the open court. This is a place built for a lot of people. What you are able to see is that out of the south wall, there is that passage. It looks like this is not a cell, even though it is built in the same style as one. So there is actually bars, there's a door. It's still made of the same stones, everything else. You are able to see a passage that leads out. You are able to see the buildings of the city out through that passage. So you can see that.
But you said there was a gate across number 5.
Correct.
Right?
It's similar to a
Right.
jail door, similar to the one that you just passed through to leave.
Yeah, I'll just chill where I'm at, sit in the grassy, sandy, whatever.
Okay, so you're going to be sitting in the grassy, sandy whatever. what are the rest of you going to be doing? I know James keeping an eye out for the one-legged man.
I'm gonna. Oh.
Actually, I'm going to go back and recover those pebbles that those guys had and tell them that the magic's already worn off. So if you want a magic pebble later, you know where to find me and ask them back for the pebbles.
I wouldn't be able to stealth, wouldn't I? I'm gonna go stealth next to James then, if I can.
You're going to stealth next to James?
Are you a halfling?
Oh, I can't. No,
Because a halfling can do that, but I think a halfling is the only one. A wood elf could do it if you had some sort of like fog or.
Yeah, you're in a pretty open area. It's going to be ridiculously hard to actually stealth right now, considering it's
Right,
it's fairly flat and kind of everybody's looking at it. Everybody.
All right, I'm gonna look for maybe the most asshole-ish kind of guy that's been in this prison for a while. I'm gonna assume he has a shiv.
You're really sure about this whole shiv thing, huh?
Yeah, James, you were on point when you said the guy that's never been to prison.
Okay.
I haven't been to prison. No.
Okay, let's see if I can.
Do you want for me to roll perception first to see if anyone looks like they have a shiv
You can try to look
or anything?
if you'd like to try.
All right.
First rule of prison, don't get the warrant's attention.
From-
Second rule, don't ask people if they have a shiv on them.
So from
not
what
asking them,
you're
I'm
able
just
to
looking.
tell, the folks around you are the most law-abiding citizens you think you've ever seen, and the majority of them look
Okay.
pretty ready to just kind of sing Kumbaya.
Oh, okay.
Except for a specific group. And this is something that you all
You mean apart from our group, right?
No, apparently you guys are pretty nice too, as far as you can tell. Let's see.
Well, we're all looking for weapons. Doesn't look like we're looking for weapons. I look like I'm a mildly interested, geologist or something. But
I mean, you seem to really enjoy those things there.
I mean, people probably assume I'm violent because I'm half orc. They would be very disappointed if they actually got in a fist fight with me.
I'm looking around for anybody that I've seen inside my bar.
Unfortunately, the city's a very large place, and you're not really able to recognize people. You think there's a chance that you saw that one guy that was over in the corner. It's hard to be sure, though.
what was sketchy about that group you're about to describe?
I'm trying to look for tokens for this actually while we're talking.
What was so sketchy about them? Let me figure that out.
Well, no, I have a thing. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm trying to get a set of tokens for them, and I can't find any that I really like, which sucks. So let me give you guys some basics here. There was a thing I saw, I swear. Okay. Hey, holy crap! I found Dench. Wow. Okay. So what you're gonna end up seeing. Man, I really don't like this. Okay, so what you're gonna end up seeing. I want to move you. How do I move you? So you actually end up seeing a group of about 8 people. So, probably not to scale, because these are really large people, apparently. So what you see is that 2 of the people who are kind of standing off to the side, from what you can tell, they don't seem particularly happy. Like, they look actually kind of upset that they're here. They're looking a little bit like, they're frowning, they're scowling, they're looking around. And their eyes land on another specific group, which is 6 people, kind of off to the side. I'm totally gonna give you guys like tokens and everything. Look at this. I don't necessarily think that all of them look like this, but hey, we'll give you tokens. So this group of 6, they look more normal. Like, from all you can from what you can tell, these are just a group of normal folks, probably like yourselves, kind of got caught in a not fun situation. And for those of you looking, you're going to see kind of a predatory look in the eyes of the two. I'm totally going to find two more, I promise.
They hunting,
Old
huh?
Pegleg wouldn't happen to be in the group of innocents over there, would he?
Afraid not. You're seeing these guys
Old
are actually... These folks that you're seeing, the two extraordinarily sketchy ones, and the group of 6 that seem to be talking to each other, they're along the northern wall. Seem to have just come out of some adjacent cells, at least for the 6 that you're looking at. The other 2 seem to have come out of a cell together, and they're also along the northern wall. There are a couple more, kind of a couple cells down from where you guys came out. On Old Pegleg is going to be on the southeastern side. I'm sure I can give you an image for him too. Sure, that looks like a peg leg. We'll go with that. Where'd he go? Somewhere on here is a person that has a brown-looking leg, so we'll say that Old Peg Leg is this guy. And he's more down here. Now, what I don't know is how to give you guys tokens. I'm still working on that one.
Well, the way you do that is you would find a token that you want to represent each of us and drag it out just like you did these guys.
Okay, so let's see. We're gonna... So there's a half-orc warrior and swordsman. There's no half-orc caster. I apologize.
That's all good.
Unfortunately-
Just grab an orc.
Yeah, we'll give you a thing. So while I'm working on this, what's your guys' plan? What would you like to do?
Well, draw like a little dot where we are on this map in relation to those other guys.
You're gonna be around where this token is, right about there.
Okay.
So while I do that too. Let's see.
I guess if those guys are going to start moving in a predatory way towards that other group, I'm going to move behind them, following, keeping sort of the shadowing them. I'll even try and go stealth because I'm behind them.
Okay, there's our barbarian.
Not very well. I'll try and go stealth.
Let's see. Unfortunately, it's going to be, again, really hard to go stealth in this sort of situation.
Well, I meant just because if they were traveling in that direction, so I wouldn't be in their sight. So as long as I was quiet, I would be stealth.
As far as you can tell, they're not paying any attention to you. So you may be succeeding, but it's very hard to tell. Where is... Okay.
Okay.
So I got the barbarian. I got the caster. We got a druid
Ew.
I got to come up with. I'm going to figure this out. What would the rest of you guys like to be doing while I'm coming up with things for y'all?
Well, on my little patch of grassy, sandy, whatever. Too many I sounds. And just pleasantly warm it up. Why not? Just get comfy.
Just going to kind of sit down, relax?
Yeah, unburden my load.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything? You just kind of hanging out?
Yeah, probably just hanging out. I sort of given up on my quest of the shift now.
Probably be casting minor illusions, making small trinkets and whatnot. Pass the time.
I'm just sitting back watching all of you do weird shit.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
I mean,
guess it is kind of weird that I'm just sprawled on the ground, relaxing, using magics freely and openly.
I swear they have nothing like a druid in here. It's terrible.
Look for a hippie.
They don't have anything like a hippie either. I have very limited things. Okay, so I have. So who do we
Try
have?
like heretic.
James. Okay, so I got 1, 2. So we got a druid. We got a barbarian who I have down.
Oh, I meant say hermit.
It's not listed like that. I'm just looking for the little art assets.
Right, but sometimes you can hit the search for like hermit and then look in the Sometimes it'll be the web-based ones. One will pop up there.
Yeah, no such luck, unfortunately. Looks like. Actually, we'll try one more time. Yeah, it's not pulling up anything. Who am I missing? I have. Oh, I need a.
You
Oh,
have
I have a
neither rogue?
rogue. Yeah, I don't have a rogue. Okay. You're actually the easy one. There you go.
Hey,
Okay. So for now, we're gonna go with that. Because at least you guys have tokens, so you can at least see what you're doing. We'll come up with more interesting tokens for next time. Okay, so how do I give you guys control, James?
Okay, now that you have a token, so you select the token,
Okay.
click the gear on the token, upper left-hand corner, select the drop-down, and choose that character that you want that token to represent.
Okay, hold on. Represents. Okay. So
Okay, now
this-
also on the right-hand side for like the red circle, you can choose and drop down, just type in HP, so that represents their hit point bar. And to make it a bar above them, do like it's like, for me, I'm 10 out of 10, or whatever their hit points are.
I think you guys should be able to fill that out.
Well, you have to select that it represents hit points.
Right, so I'm doing that.
Okay.
Okay, so...
So then you
this
hit
is-
save there and still have that icon selected. Then you go to that character sheet, click edit, and over on the left-hand side below their picture, there'll be like use selected icon to represent the sheet.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I'll be giving this to y'all in just a second, so you guys can decide what you want to do with these folks. And that's for you.
So you set up the icon, then assign it to the sheet.
Okay. Again, most well-planned D&D session of all time. Okay.
No, don't worry.
This is almost exactly how I started my campaign.
I've been in much less prepared than this, so don't feel bad.
Okay, hold on. I'm looking for the thing that allows me to give you control. Hold on.
Hell, there's a game that Wienerdolf made just on the spot. He said, you got 5 minutes, say you want to join. He didn't even have tokens for us. He had us draw in
On the
circle.
token,
See, on the token, I've done all the stuff on the token. So how do I give you control?
we'll go in the token. I think you might have to assign it. I'm not in the GM mode, so I'm trying to remember by. Look at the token again.
It says controlled by, determined by character settings.
Okay, so you've assigned it in the character sheet to that token, right, and saved it.
Well, that I haven't done. So how do I get in there?
So you open up the character sheet,
Okay, so let me open up Dench's. Okay.
right? Dench. Open up Dench. Click on the edit button.
Oh, it's under the edit button. Okay.
Yeah, upper right hand
Oh,
corner. the
okay,
edit
okay.
button.
That makes I got
And
it.
then on the bio tab, it says there'll be a box where you said you select a token.
Yep.
You press that button, it'll load that up, and then you'll see that it's on the sheet.
There you go. Okay, I gotcha. We're doing things. You guys are gonna have tokens and everything. It's exciting. Okay, there's you. And James. There's you. And Silvorus. There's you. Okay, you guys should be able to move them now. Hopefully, if all went well. Okay, I can see James moving his.
So yeah, I dragged mine out from. I dragged it from the right. So you all. I don't think the ones he has on there are. Just delete those, Mr. GM. And drag the other ones back out from their characters.
Okay, so
From the,
delete these
from the journal list.
and actually pull you guys out. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, just drag it from the like you're dragging something else out.
Yeah, because the one for my character, I wasn't able to move it.
See, where are you dragging it from? From the character list, like the name? Just drag
Yep.
my name, James.
It,
I can't control the one that you dragged out,
that is really weird.
but I
What's
can
up?
control the one I dragged out. And you made me some big fat chick or something, but that's all right.
It said like caster. It's who am I missing? Am I missing?
Whoa.
There we go.
Oh, all right. Apparently.
So let you control them now.
Do you see that, Reed?
Yeah, I see an icon running around.
Yeah, I think I did that.
That's because that's his picture that he had associated with his
Yeah.
thing, and you had not associated an icon with his character sheet.
Hmm.
Like, look at his character sheet. Did you edit it and then save that icon?
Yeah, all your tokens are defaulted. So
Here, let me delete that real quick then.
you guys should be in control.
Do not have control of caster you put down.
Yeah.
That is remarkably weird. Okay, well, we might have to do things the
Well-
old-fashioned way if I can't get these to work.
I was gonna say the way I got mine on there was just going to the bio info and clicking on my picture, and that popped out.
Try
So
one more.
I think that's a
thing
pretty good
here.
place.
Oh, well, that was...
Pretty good place.
Let's see. Can I do that?
Yeah, try and pull your... Like, go to where your name is under characters and just try and pull and drag your name out onto the field.
All right.
Yeah, because that's how
You know,
how
like-
I got your guys' tokens.
Right.
No, there
I
you go.
don't know why it's not
Yeah.
controllable by us.
I'm seeing ghosts of your tokens on my end.
And
Oh,
when you
are
say
you dropping them onto the map layer?
That is a good question. What layer am I on?
If you're dropping them on the map layer, we won't be able to affect them. You got to drop on the token layer.
That's a good question. Let's
Now
figure out-
you can click on them, right click on them, and choose layer, token
Oh,
layer. and
that
then-
yep, that is exactly why. Layer, token layer. There you guys go. Now you should be able
Yep,
to
and
mess
that's
with them.
why. Yep.
hey
And I have 2 characters to use.
No, you don't. Okay, that is no longer a thing. Oh, holy crap! You still have 2 characters to use.
woo, anarchy.
They're going away one at a
Damn
time. Okay.
Yay. I am
Oh.
Verb.
Oh man, I could be such a headache if I felt like it.
You really could,
I could
but
just-
the only ones the only ones I'm gonna pay any attention to are those
Yeah.
specific tokens right there. So
Well, they're
you can try all you like. Okay, so anyways, back
I
to
could
the
fill up.
back to the
all of
very
it.
basic action. Okay, let me get all you guys in here.
I could make a floor out of my face if I was so inclined.
Please
You
don't.
really could,
I'm
but
not-
let's not do that.
I'm not going to. I wouldn't do that to you guys, but thought. Some thought.
What you're saying is you'll do it to others.
I mean, I'm not saying that I wouldn't do it to other people. I'm just saying I'm not going to do it here. That should be good enough for you.
Okay, so as James, as you're watching the two who don't seem to be having your best interests at heart, they seem to be heading towards like the 6 commoners over there, and they definitely are more of like a skulking mode. You can kind of see, they're kind of they're wiggling their fingers and basically going woogie woogie woo. They are not
Wookie wookie.
exactly.
Wasn't that
Yeah,
one of
who
our
do they
characters'
seem to be
names?
keying on- Where are they going? Who are they keying on?
As
What's their target?
as far as you can tell, they're going in general towards that group, and their hands are kind of moving down towards these robes they're carrying, that they're wearing. So, as far as you can tell, something just seems off. So they're okay. Now I know I can totally select and move things. Right, all of that is on background. Let's fix that.
Okay, it's time to mess with the GM. I'm going to cast a spell.
Okay.
Bro, you got that too?
Okay, let's see. Okay, so where are you centering that?
Let me see, it's 20-foot radius.
Yep.
Yeah, right there. So they're going to be in it, and they won't know because they can't see. So as they try and walk forward, it's just be all darkness. So
Oh,
Yep.
that's not right. I don't want that. Okay, so hold out that line for me again. So I can kind of mark exactly where you're going to. Oh, no, not. Man, controls. Okay, so you're going to about... I really hate these controls. Okay. About, like... Should be about there.
yep, there.
Okay. I wish I could make that a little
Sure,
bit more
good enough.
accurate.
Sure, looks good. Leave it like that. We can imagine. It's just fine.
Oh, that
It's
is
a little bit bigger,
goofy.
so there. Whoa, you turned Fog of War on.
I did, because I was trying to specifically do that, but I don't know exactly how to make that work. So we'll just go ahead and reset that.
Everything is black and dead.
Everything is.
The world is coming to an end.
Nothing wrong with, nothing wrong with death.
Yeah, I'm totally going to be messing this while you tell me what you're doing post doing that. And actually, since you did that, do me a favor and roll for initiative, everybody.
If I could click on my token, I would.
Wait, now you can't click on your... oh, right, because you guys...
Well, I can't see my
your
token.
You can't see it.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for
There's
this.
no amazing way to do this, is there?
What are you trying to do?
Make it so you can't see inside the smoke you just cast.
What you do is you go into
You-
box. Go into the box that you see. Go to freehand.
Oh, what is that?
All right, get rid of Fog of War
Yeah,
first of all.
I-
I'm
Control Z.
trying. Is it...
Oh god.
That's
Turn off Fog
even
of War,
worse.
and we'll delete that.
I'm working on it. I'm working on getting rid of it.
This is fucking awful.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm working on it, okay?
Just suddenly black.
Suddenly we can see everything.
Darkness.
The problem is there's no... I don't see the way to turn off Fog of War is the problem.
How'd you turn it on?
I clicked Fog of War and it said, do you want to turn this on? And I said
Just-
yes.
Try
Tell you what you
clicking
want to
again.
do. Go ahead and make a square to reveal the
Yeah.
entire
Yeah.
board.
Do the entire board.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you're going to want to do a hide area after that, and
Here.
just do a little square inside that circle.
Yeah, I think that's what I have to do.
All right. And then don't worry if it's not perfect.
Okay, so basically, y'all don't get to see this area right here because literal fog.
There we go. Perfect.
Absolutely perfect. Yep, that's absolutely what's happening.
No, it's good because fog isn't perfectly round or cornered. This has edges and it's not even. Yeah.
See-
Yeah, I've seen fog with edges before.
Well,
Nope.
okay. Well, I mean, here's the other problem. You got the fog's in the way. You guys can't see that. That's the point. God damn
Yeah.
it! I'm not doing Fog of War next time. Okay, but so when you cast this fog, you do get a billowing fog that shows up kind of exactly where you wanted it to. The problem is, while it does kind of stop the guys from being able to move necessarily, you can kind of see they're on the edge of it. You can see them moving uncertainly. It does actually block your ability to see kind of past that.
That's fine. As long as I've interrupted their murderous intent, I feel better as a person.
As far as you can tell, you did.
And then to move, I'm going to move around.
Oh, I also need to...
So I'm going
we
to move
go.
south of it. So I'm going to look and like, so now I can see the guys and you can reveal that now. I want to make sure those 6 people are okay. And I also put the fog between me and the bad guys. So if they pop back out, I want the bad guys to see somebody else.
Can you move the fog?
There we go.
I can, but you might not... Can you see past it now?
Yeah, I can see the people. They're fine.
Well, not you, because Adric just said...
Oh no! I asked, can you move the fog? I thought James said I moved the fog. That way, it's like I don't think he lets you do that. Not what he said. I misunderstood.
Okay, hopefully... Wow, that is a pain. Okay, so
So that was my full movement. That would be my turn. That I guess I popped initiative. So that was my surprise round, and we would go to initiative now, right?
Yep, I got to set up an initiative for them because I'm still learning that part. So hold on. So apparently I have to literally tell them that these are all this.
Well, you can select one of the icons, and then you just click on the name on the card you made for them. If you made a card, otherwise you just you can just add a thing to the turn order by clicking if you open up the options on the turn order with the gear, there's a button there to add something manually.
Okay, where do we...
Also, I
I'm gonna
forgot that.
have to, yeah, because I'm looking for how to roll initiative off the card.
Off the card, you select the icon and then you click their name, just the name of the beast, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's pulling up. It's pulling up just the entire card. It's not giving me my roll for
No,
initiative.
no, no. I know on the card itself. So like, there's like you're looking for a word that says initiative that you click on. It's just the word, like the title of the beast on the card.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go.
There we go. Okay, so
It's a cultist.
Yep, technically. And then
Now you got to remember, if you have the same token selected, you just re-rolled the initiative for that token.
oh, did I? Ah, crap. Okay.
Yes.
Well, then we'll add him in at
So
13.
if you want to add additional items, you would select a different token and then roll its new initiative.
Okay, there's that.
Or, yes.
Okay, you. Can we have a good day? No.
Huh.
There we go.
Fog cloud at 9th level is 180-foot radius.
Yeah, it's kind of huge.
Yeah, again, it's a 9th level spot. That could be fun.
I'm doing this more for practice than anything else, because I'm probably going to delete everybody else, but and do them as groups. Okay. So look, you have prisoners. Lovely.
Oh.
Okay. So there you go.
Also, as a hint to a fellow GM, it's really easier when you have all the NPCs act on the same initiative.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
However, it allows you more complex battles to have different groups on different initiatives, especially if you have two powerful guys in different initiatives. So, like, one can knock prone, then the other can take advantage of that.
Right. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to get rid... I was just kind of curious if it would work the way I thought it would, because I have them all linked to one character profile. So we're going to keep our 2 cultists, but we're only going to keep 1 prisoner. Okay. So the prisoners kind of notice what's going on, mostly because gigantic fog out of nowhere just showed up, and these are kind of normal folk. So they kind of look, and James, they kind of see you sitting there kind of staring at
I'm
them.
actually attempting to get their attention.
Okay, so good, because you got it. They're definitely looking at you, and they don't know what to do. Like, they're kind of stunned, because from all they can tell, fog came out of nowhere, and you're waving at them, kind of saying hi.
Well, I'm not necessarily high, but I'm kind of like motioning with my hand like I'm approaching them. I have something I want to discuss with them.
Roll a persuasion for me. So while you're doing that, the problem is that they see you after they see the fog, and unfortunately they did not see the 2 men approaching, so it kind of looks like you're casting something. So they actually back away from you in a generally that direction.
Oh, okay. Then I'll hold up and I'll just go, what? But I'm going to point to the fog and I'm going to say, I think there's some dudes in there who want to kill you. And I'm just going to leave it at that, and then I'm going to back away.
This is
Actually, my movement was done, but
it's a really wonderful way to not freak them out.
There's some dudes that
well,
want
I
you
warned
dead.
them.
They're right there.
Okay, so that's the prisoners. That's kind of different. What did that happen?
I don't remember a 26.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was a 13.
Huh.
James, what is your dexterity modifier?
+3.
Okay, you actually go before he does. So it's your turn.
Okay. So I'm going to feel good. I'm going to warn them that there's 2 guys in the fog who I believe were going towards you to. So take care of yourselves. And then I'm going to retreat back my 30 paces towards my my team, my friends. Right there. And that'll be my turn. Oh, I'm going to hold the dodge action. Sorry. That's my action, is dodge action.
Okay.